Yo, I'm Pete.
How's your butt?
Today we're going to be talking about how Bungie is not killing their game and how and why now is the perfect time for new players or even returning players to get into Destiny 2 right now. So first off, we're going to talk about some common complaints and we're going to hash these over, and I'm really open to comments. I want to chat with you guys about this, so leave comments about how you feel. If you disagree with me, that's awesome. Please leave reasons why you disagree with me. But first thing we're going to talk about that's been a really hot button for the past few months, that after Bungie released or said that they were going to be sunsetting weapons. So they're going to be getting rid of weapons. You're not going to be able to use these weapons anymore. The sunsetting, why is it bad? Is it good? I don't think it's as bad as people think it is, because people keep on saying they're deleting my weapons and I can't use them anymore. Well, guess what? You can still use those weapons. You just can't use them in anything that is a high level content. So anything that's pretty much going to be new content within Beyond Light, or maybe Trials and Iron Banner. So there's 3, 4, maybe 5 activities that you can't use your favorite weapons in that you've earned over the past 3 years. So that's not that bad. So if you still really love those weapons that much, then you're still going to use them. Now, there is some kind of worries that I have about sunsetting, which is, are they going to be removing these weapons and then just re-adding them again at a later date with a higher infusion cap? Because then that's not the correct way to do it. As we've seen from the past, they have brought some new weapons back that haven't been sunset yet, but they brought some new weapons back in the past 2 seasons that have gotten revamped. They've gotten new roles, new things to do with them. So that's actually a really good thing. So hopefully they continue to do that, and they're not just going to be removing the guns and then bringing them back in the same exact role that they were beforehand. So another question or another criticism that I'm seeing is the TWAB that came out this week. They detailed everything that is going to be going into Destiny Content Vault. Let me repeat that. It's going in the Destiny Content Vault. 50% of the game is not being deleted. You're going to hear me say this a lot in this video, because 50% of the game is not being deleted. It doesn't matter. 50% of the game is still staying in there. It's going to be going in the Destiny Content Vault. Do you guys know what that means? It means they're taking it out. They're putting it in the vault to bring out at a later time. Just like you guys have a vault that you put your weapons and gear and armor and everything else in. You can take it back out. So Bungie is going to be doing that. So all of these things, the Whisper mission that I know people are really upset about not being able to play anymore, it's going to come back. Isle's going to come back. Titan's going to come back, and some other form of aspects within the realm of Destiny 2 or whatever Destiny becomes within the next coming years. So another question or another criticism that I have about Destiny 2 is all of these exotics are leaving. I'm going to lose all of these exotics. What am I going to do? What if I really want these catalysts? I can't get them anymore. Well, Bungie has stated is that none of these exotics are leaving. Every single one will still be obtainable through a kiosk in the tower next to the vault. Every single one of them will still be accessible. Now, we don't know how they will be accessible, what we will have to do for them or anything of that point, but the point is they're still going to be there. The next criticism that I see is all the exotic catalysts are not going to be accessible anymore. They're deleting those. Well, they're not deleting them. If you've already earned them, you can still use them. And the only 2 catalysts they haven't figured out a way to bring currently back into the game for a way to people earn them are Whisper and Outbreak Perfected. That's because you have to earn those catalysts within the missions that are going to be put in the vault. So that is kind of a sad note, but not as doom and gloom as people are saying. Another big criticism I see people are, and we saw this whenever New Light actually came out alongside Forsaken, and alongside Shadowkeep, and it's losing access to what you paid for. And this is just the same childish criticism that I've seen with the game. Like, I paid $50 for this expansion and he paid nothing. Well, guess what? That was 2 years ago. The thing called depreciation. There's also a thing called they want to get more players playing the game. You like it when the Crucible is very highly populated, don't you? You like going in and loading up into strikes in an instant, don't you? You like it whenever public events are highly populated, don't you? Well, guess what? All those free things coming into people, got those people in there, so the population could be, hovering around the 1 million mark like it is every single day. So what you paid for and having this attachment on is a super entitled view of having things is, I paid for these. Well, it's like, well, guess what? You've had access to most of these things that are going away for 2+ years. And if you didn't pay for them, or if you hadn't played them yet, then you probably weren't going to play them in the future. And guess what? Just like I mentioned before, it's not getting deleted. 50% of the game is not getting deleted. It's getting put into a vault to be pulled out later. The next comment that I see is the new players aren't going to have the same experience that I had. Well, guess what? You didn't have the same experience that your parents had. Your parents didn't have the same experience as your grandparents had. This is called time, and this is called growth. Now, you may not like it, and you may be able to want to take some of these players through the same experiences that you had, or experience the Red War, experience Curse of Osiris for whatever reason. But guess what? If you're really worried about new players having the same experience as you, we've still got, as the making of this video, 3 months left before that stuff goes into the Destiny content vault. Once again, it goes into the vault. It does not get deleted. You have so much time. You have 3 months. You have 90 days at the time of making this video to bring all of these players through all of those things that you so wish and love, and that you obviously play every single day. So why don't you take those people through it and have that experience with them? That's a good way to create content. That's a good way to hang out with people while we have COVID going on and you're, quarantined possibly. That's a great way. Take some new people through it. Get some new people excited about playing the game. It's not necessarily really a bad thing, is it, if people have a different experience than you, is it? Oh, they're not like me. I'm scared. And once again, just to reiterate, these big experiences that people had, like, they're not being deleted. They are being vaulted. They're going to come back. And another comment I have is that, over the past 3 years, I didn't have time to play this content, and I still want to play it sometime in the future. Well, for most of this content, it's been out for 2 to 3 years. If you haven't played it now, you probably weren't ever going to play it. And if you were going to play it, and if you're really that worried about it, you would find a way to make time. There's lots of people that create content and play this game and have kids and work 2 jobs that have time to play the content. If you really wanted to play it, you'd find time. And guess what, guys? Here it comes. It's not being deleted. It's going into a vault. It will come back. So guys, if you have any questions, comments about anything that I'm saying, if you want to disagree with me, if you want to argue with me, yell at me, feel free to drop them down there in the comments. Just dump them on me, baby. And another criticism I'm seeing is DLC hype is going to be too strong for Bungie, and they're never going to be able to deliver. How many times have we heard this before? Let's see. King's Fall, Rise of Iron, the launch of Destiny 2, Forsaken, Shadowkeep. So literally every single fall expansion, this has been said about Bungie and the Destiny game, is that the hype is going to be too high. They're not going to be able to deliver this. And I think pretty much every single fall expansion, they've delivered at least meeting expectations. I would say Shadowkeep was the one that probably didn't meet as many expectations, but I think it met my expectations, and all of the other ones exceeded, with Taken King, Rise of Iron, and Forsaken obviously exceeding every single expectation that I had with what they have. So that's going to be the new content. So instead of talking about what's being removed from the game and what are we going to do with this vaulted and being angry about it, maybe you should be a little bit more excited about the new content that we already know that is going to be coming in Destiny 2. For the first time ever, Bungie released earlier this summer, 2020, they released, we already know the next 3 expansions fall that are coming out. They've never done that before, and they've been telling us, Destiny 2 is here. It's going to stay for the long haul, but we need to make a little adjustments and put stuff in the vault because this game is already huge, and there's already massive amounts of the game that the massive amounts of players aren't playing. But guess what? So all of that stuff that's getting vaulted, we're going to be getting stuff in the fall in the expansion that you're really excited about. So we're going to get a Cosmodrome back for all those people that say they want Destiny 1. They wish Destiny 1 would have never left. Well, guess what? We're getting a bunch of stuff from Destiny 1 that you wanted, that you asked for. That's awesome because Cosmodrome is really awesome, and I'm really excited about playing it. Guess what? You get a whole new social space and a whole new landing area, a whole new planet called Europa that's going to be in there. Not to mention with Europa coming in, it's icy. And we're getting a whole new subclass for all 3 classes. Hunter, Titan, and Warlock are getting a whole new subclass in Stasis. So there's going to be that. There's already getting new strikes. Just from the TWAB, we know we're going to be getting 4 new strikes at least. And there was a redacted section in there, so there may be more. But 4 new strikes at least, replacing the 7 that are going into the vault. That's really not that bad, because a bunch of the 7, pretty much all of them but 1, are ones that I didn't really care for all that much. We're also going to be getting a raid. You know that? We're also going to be getting a dungeon. We're also going to be getting new Crucible maps and some returning ones. And all of the Crucible maps they're going to be putting in the vault, I'm not going to miss a single one of them. None of them I care about. Also, the big thing that people I see every single expansion they complain about, and they're like, when are we going to get a vendor refresh? We haven't had a vendor refresh in X amount of time. Guess what? We're getting a vendor refresh. Come Beyond Light. Beyond Light, we're getting a vendor refresh. Every single year after that, at the fall expansion, we're going to be getting a vendor refresh as well. So stop complaining and telling me that Bungie is killing the game when they're not. When they are actively managing it within this difficult time that is the coronavirus. And even though they do have less people and less funding, they're still doing an excellent job and letting us know what they're doing much better than what they did ever previously. So guys, leave your comments down below, like, and give me a subscribe. I want to know what you think. I want you to disagree with me and give me some constructive criticism and tell me how you think that I'm wrong. Or if you want to tell me I'm right, just hit the like and subscribe, and that works for me. But guys, stay here. Videos every single day. I love you. Pete, I'm out. Have a nice butt.